Welcome into another episode of Profits Picks. As always, we have one. We have one game on the slate today. We'll go through a side. We'll go look at a total, and we'll talk about a few player props. We'll get right into it. Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. Opening Lakers -6.5. Currently seeing sevens out there. Total opening 212, and we're now seeing 210s across the board. And on the total, I understand the line move, but the thing that's holding me up is it's game one. And in game one, I feel like it's a lot more easygoing, a lot more just filling out the teams. I don't think they necessarily come out like, for instance, in this series, I think the Lakers may have to double team Jamal Murray the way that they double team James Harden, the way that they double team Damian Lillard. Did they come out in game one doing it? No, not necessarily, but they saw that they had to. So I think we can see that same kind of deal here. I don't think that they just come out right away, but if Jamal Murray shows that he can kill them or he is killing them, I think that is the route that they go. So in the fill out game, game one, I can understand it going over. It's went over 13 of the last 19 times these teams have played. I can see how the Lakers offense is going to score on Denver. I think the Nuggets, their pick and roll defense is pretty poor. So I think the Lakers can feast off of that. And Jamal Murray is just a bad matchup for LA. He should be able to get his. So I think this one can sneak over the 210 mark that they have posted right now. And if we're looking, but I will say though, as the series goes on, I expect those adjustments to happen. And I expect more defense to show up because Denver's been going under since Gary Harris has been back in the lineup. We know he's their defensive guy. And the Lakers, they're built on defense, so that's what they hang their hat on, and that's how they win games. So for the series going forward, that's how I'm looking at the totals. And this game here on the side, I talked about an advantage that the Lakers have, being that Denver's so poor pick and roll defense. LeBron James and Anthony Davis should be able to do whatever they want. In the games that they played this year, they both average about 30 points each apiece. And it's just tough to see Denver stopping that. I think the Lakers pick on Jokic all night. Whenever Porter Jr. comes in, they probably pick on him too. But I expect pick and roll and just seeking out Jokic. So don't think the Lakers have too many problems there. What I think the Lakers have a problem with is they're not that good on extended rest. 3 or more days rest. They're 1-5 against the spread this year, and they lost half of those games. And looking at LeBron James, he's 27-20 overall in game ones. Unless he swept the team, then it gets a little bit worse. I have LeBron. Unless he doesn't sweep. I have him as 15-18 in game ones if he doesn't sweep. So if it's supposed to be a competitive series, hey, look out. LeBron may not be that great in game one. And I put that together with the Lakers this season not being good on extended rest. A lot of veterans on this team, they probably get into a rhythm. They're probably not so good after layoffs. And that's what we've seen. Another thing not to like for the Lakers side, and it's only because we're playing Denver. So I guess it's something like for the Denver side. Tony Brothers, he seems to like Denver quite a bit. He seems to fancy the Nuggets. They've won 19 of their last 21 games officiated by him, or covered 19 of their last 21 games officiated by him, and he's out there tonight. The Nuggets, they played a few series game sevens, but they're a really deep team. The last series, they came off of game 7. They brought that momentum into game 1. I can see it happening here. If Lakers take their foot off the gas, they come in lackadaisical, and Denver, they're bringing that same momentum. Hey, maybe Murray starts off really hot and doesn't look back. It's just tough for me to look at the Lakers in this first game, given how they perform. And I don't think enough credit was given to Denver. The Clipper team, a lot of people proclaimed the champs already. They're supposed to win. They're the best. They're the deepest, whatever the case may be. This Denver team, for whatever reason, they found a way to beat them. And I think we don't credit their defense enough because they did a very good defensive job on the Clippers, preventing them from scoring when they have plenty of options. And Denver, I mean, up until that series, or up until Game 7 of the first round, they were not looking like a defensive team at all. So maybe we have to give them some credit now. They're ramping it up on defense. And their two players have shown to trump everybody else's two players. Now, with the two players, that being Jamal Murray and Jokic, trump the two best players for the Lakers, I'm not quite certain. I don't think so. I think LeBron and Anthony Davis get the best of this Denver Nuggets team, just not here tonight. So for that reason, I'll be looking at the Nuggets plus the 7 points. And I talked a little bit about the Nuggets pick and roll defense, and we talked about, I mean, Anthony Davis and LeBron. It's pretty much 2-on-2. But Anthony Davis and LeBron in the 3 games played versus Denver, they averaged about 30 plus. LeBron didn't play one extra game versus Denver. Anthony Davis did. But they averaged about 30 plus versus the Nuggets. And the way that I want to look in props here is a little bit different. But LeBron James, I mean, in those 3 games, he also averaged 11.6 assists. The ball should be in his hands a lot. He should be seeking out Jokic. He should be going off of the pick and rolls and getting everybody else involved. I'm also seeing him scoring too, but the 8.5 assists over, you're getting it at plus money, plus 110. He's averaging 11.6 versus Denver this year. I see a lot of advantages for him, a lot of advantages in that pick and roll. That's the way that I would look for a prop here. Other than that, Anthony Davis, like I said, averaged about 30. He averaged 29.2 to be specific. His point total is at 27.5. I mean, he's going to be a recipient of a lot of those assists from LeBron James, in my opinion. I think it's very, I could see him getting 28 points or more in this matchup here. And if I'm looking for one more, I mean, I may look at Rondo's assist. He's the guy that's going to keep the second unit going for the Lakers. And for the Denver Nuggets, if you like the Nuggets tonight, you have to like Jamal Murray. He's the biggest mismatch for the Lakers. His point total is at 24.5. He's definitely capable of getting over that as long as he's shooting a decent amount of three-pointers and they come out with some energy. I like Jamal Murray to go over that 24.5 points. And that's all we're going to have for this one. It's Friday, last day of the week for shows. We'll be back on Monday. Best of luck if you tell. Good luck on all of your action. Thank you for rocking with me on this episode of Profits Picks, and I'll catch you guys again next time.